Hey there guys, it's Zander from The Real Deal. What you're about to see is a short video about when Elliot and I went down to London to take part in Dov Simens' famous 2-day film school. Now this doesn't happen very often in the UK, he does it a lot in America, but this is the first time in about 2 years that he's come back to the UK to do a seminar in London. So Elliot and I jumped on the opportunity and headed down. Hope you enjoy it.
Morning. It's 6:45, Saturday morning. We're up and out and on our way. We're in South Kensington at the moment. We're going to jump on the tube and ride over to Marylebone and grab a bacon sandwich or something like that on the go. Walk over to Baker Street where Westminster University is, and that's where the film school is taking place. So we'll probably be there in about half an hour, so we'll probably see you then.
So here we are, we're outside Westminster University, just across the road. We're just come off Baker Street Underground Station, and we're about to head across the road for Dov Simens' 2-day film school. We'll let you know how it goes when we come out, give you a bit of a debrief, but here we go. So I've got the course outlined for day 1 of the film school here, under the title Produce and Direct. The day is split into 2 parts, as you can see. The first part is making a movie and the second part is shooting a movie. So what does he talk about? Well, as you can see, there's a lot of topics that he covers. I'm just going to briefly talk about a few of them. The Hollywood system. He talks about how filmmaking is all about business. It's show business, it's not show art, and how it's important to keep your business hat on at all times when making a film, if you want to sell it, that is. He talks about casting, what the processes are, the best system for finding interest from actors, and also what process to take when you're doing your casting auditions, and how to organise hundreds of actors who have come to audition for your part. He also talks about what is low budget. So he talks about different budgets ranging from 10 to 50,000, 100 to 300,000 and 500 to $1 million. That's in dollars, not pounds, by the way. He also goes on to talk about budgeting, and this goes on for quite a while because it's very in-depth. He gives you a list of all the things you're going to need when you're making your film, all the essential crew members and equipment, and he budgets it out for you. So he tells you how much it's going to cost, what you can expect to pay for it. So that's a very handy list to keep close, really, when you're considering how much your film is going to cost. He'll go into guilds and unions, talking about the Writers Guild of America, Screen Actors Guild, Directors Guilds, etc., and why you should or shouldn't sign with them. He will also discuss 16mm versus 35mm versus digital. Now, he'll tell you all about film stock and how to hire film cameras, but if your budget isn't up to it, he'll also recommend some digital cameras, things like the Red. He'll also talk about the 1, 2 and 3 week shoot and how that will apply to you and which one would be most relevant to you. He basically said that depending on your budget will obviously depend on how long you can afford to shoot for, but he also split it down and told us what you'd expect on a 3-week shoot and how you should organise it. And he also went into cameras, lights and sound, doing a bit of 3-point lighting basics, what you should expect when hiring a soundman and what equipment he'll bring along, and also cameras. He discussed the 4 main camera options: Movicam, Art-On, Arri and Panavision. And he told you which one would be most suitable for an independent feature. And then moving down into shooting your movie quickly, I'll just talk about hiring your production crew. So he talked about, again, key members you'll need in your production crew. Budgeting tricks, basically never pay retail for anything, but obviously I'm not going to tell you all his secrets because otherwise you won't need to go.
It's a PTC.
PTC, okay. So, hey guys, we've just come out of the Dov Simens 2-day film school, day 1, years 1 and 2. And what can I tell you? Well, it's pretty damn intense. I'd advise it to anyone who's interested in getting into the industry, because the amount of knowledge that you get across and the amount of information that you obtain and take in over the day is just huge. We've learnt some good little tips and tricks, some bits and bobs, reinforced our knowledge of stuff that we were pretty sure about before, and we're looking forward to tomorrow because it's going to go over distribution and sales and money, the business end, and that's what we don't know anything about. So we've got to go and get all that information and hopefully use it on our feature. Okay, so here we've got day 2 of the 2-day film school under the title of Finance and Distribution. So these are the things we covered on the second day, and again, just like the first, this was split down into 2 halves. So selling your movie and funding your film. Funding your film is basically why Elliot and I were there, mainly, and secondly for selling your movie. So this was the day we were really looking forward to. So first of all, we've got the festival circuit, which he discussed. He talked about acquisition agents and where they're going to show up and which festivals you should enter. Attracting distributors, which is a direct link to the festivals and markets that you choose. Foreign sales, and how you're going to go to film markets to sell your film abroad. He talked about the different windows of sales that there are available. He gave us a big list showing the different potential revenues for your film. He then went on to talk about raising investment. Now, this was a great topic for Elliot and I. It's one that's been bugging us all along. We've always been worried about how exactly we're going to get the money out of people. And he gave us some really great advice, some good little tips and tricks. Forming a production company, it's important that you set up the correct production company for the job. Otherwise, you're going to run into some serious legal issues. And also what to offer to your investors. Why should they be interested in investing in your film? Obviously, you're going to want to offer them their money back and a bit more, and probably a percentage of the profits of the film. But that's just a brief outline of the things he covered on the second day. Obviously, I'm not going to give you all the secrets, and I'm also not going to go into great detail, because if you want to experience this, then it's important that you go and you get the full experience from it. I can't even begin to cover the amount of information that he did, and also in the way he did it. So I hope this has been helpful. So make sure you check it out for yourself. Right, hi guys, we've just finished the Dov Simens 2-day film school, and I'm going to give you a quick review of what I thought about it and whether or not you should think about going too. So first of all, 2 days rapid film school. You learn absolutely loads of information. So firstly, I'd recommend it for that alone. You're going to get all sorts of information ranging from production to budgeting to investing, finding investment. You get a little manual like this, and it's got all sorts of information in it, all sorts of facts and people to contact and websites to visit and bits and bobs all over the place. It's brilliant, which is great. And also, at the end of it, you get some certificates. So I'm officially an independent filmmaker and a producer. There you go. But it's all good fun and it's pretty intense and it's well worth it. So I'd recommend it to anybody. Anyone who's got any interest in going into the film industry and doesn't know where to go next should spend this small amount of money, visit the website and go and check it out. As I said, there's a huge amount of information that he gets across, and it's definitely worth it just from that point of view. He also really enthuses you and gets you really excited, and that's something that I haven't mentioned. He gives you all this information in bite-sized chunks. He breaks it down and he gives it to you straight, and it really does make you feel that this is totally achievable, that producing a feature film is not out of your reach. So also, if you're feeling a bit down in the dumps about filmmaking and probably not as optimistic as you should be, I'd recommend going, because you'll walk out and you'll think, right, it's time to make my film. That's two main reasons to go. Now, I would say one thing. He does offer advice on things such as directing and screenwriting, but I think his main goal is to try and get across the business aspect of filmmaking. So pre-production, where to find investment, who you're going to need on set, you know, the nuts and bolts of making a film. So I'd suggest going to this if you're looking to understand how a film comes together and whether or not you can achieve it on an independent level. The whole weekend is about independent films, and it's about people like you and I making feature films that potentially get into the movie theatres. Once again, I can't stress it enough. It was definitely worth the money, it was definitely worth the time, and it's something that if you're on the fence about it, I think you should go for it, because I don't think you'll regret it. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video, and check out Dov Simens' website to find out more information. Keep making those movies.